Well, good morning, everyone. J. Michael Smith here with Mentor Monday on Monday, the April the 3rd, 2023. New month, new quarter. We just finished a dynamic quarter, and I hope everybody's excited. Had a great month in March to finish last quarter, and we're kicking off a brand new quarter. I'd like to welcome Tricia from Kenya. How are you, Tricia? She's co-hosting today with me here on this Mentor Monday. Tricia, by the way, congratulations again. I understand you ranked up again this month. You've had just a tremendous 3-month journey with For Life, and congratulations on Diamond Elite, which is a great, that's now you're halfway to presidential. So congratulations for that. But welcome, Tricia. What's going on in Kenya? It's nighttime there, or evening.
Thank you so much, J. Michael. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great day or a great evening wherever you are. Yes, indeed, it's been a fantastic first quarter with For Life. Kenya is moving and shaking. I would like to actually congratulate the For Life leaders who really ranked up last month. And that's Kilna and Jane, Marjorie, Mruttu, who's my mom. so I'm really proud of these ladies. They all worked really, really hard. And we're looking forward to an even more amazing quarter. And tonight we have our International Diamond Platinum, Dave Daughtrey, who's going to tell us more about For Life and why we love this company so much, as if there is even more reason to love it. So we're looking forward to learn why For Life. Thank you, J. Michael. Back to you.
Tricia, thank you. And that was a great introduction. So I'm going to turn this over to my good friend, and gosh, he's been a great friend to me for now 7 years with For Life and mentor. And Dave, good to see you. Hope things are going well for you, sir, but we'll turn this over to you. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim Michael. Thank you for the introduction. And Tricia as well, congratulations on achieving Diamond Elite on your way to presidential. It'll be awesome to see you win the Great Escape trip. You know, you've got that Alaska cruise that's actually taking place in the fall. That'd be so awesome to see one of our, maybe even a couple of our Kenyan affiliates go to Alaska. Talk about a trip. What a long ways to travel, all the way from Kenya, all the way just completely across the USA, up in the far corner of Alaska. So anyhow, today, the topic, why For Life, is a very personal topic for me. And I'll get into that in just a minute. But during the month of April, we're going to be talking a lot about the various tools that we use within For Life. And I'm sure that every week as we move through April, I will be mentioning the most important tool of all. You can have wonderful tools. If you were a carpenter and you had all the best tools in the world, all the, from the electric saws to the electric staplers or the gun compressor, everything, all right? The tools are only really as good as the person who's utilizing them, all right? You can give a carpenter the same tools and have them all go build, separate houses, and the quality of one house will end up being better than the quality of another house. And that's because the person using the tools is more experienced, more knowledgeable, all right? So the same applies in our business, you guys. The very same thing applies. So the most important tool of all is you, all right? Now, a funny thing happened over the weekend, Saturday morning to me. I went down to our kitchen, went downstairs in the morning, and I like to drink something called mushroom coffee. I don't know why they call it coffee, because it doesn't have any caffeine in it. It's just mushrooms. I'm a big fan of mushrooms, turkey tail and lion's mane. It's good for the brain. And I saw this tool sitting on our counter. I looked at it and thought, what is this? It had 2 grooves in it like this, one this way and one this way, 2 grooves. And then I realized, it's a knife sharpener. Somebody at night must have been sharpening knives, And so I looked at that, and it made me think about us, how like a knife gets dull as you use it. Well, we also need to sharpen ourselves on a regular basis. And that comes through knowledge, learning, developing, growing. For Life introduces something new, get on top of it, learn about it, study it. So what, it may take you, a day or two of looking at it and reading and researching and whatnot, but that's knowledge is power. So you're constantly developing, growing, but you also sharpen yourself by action, exercise. You get better every time you present, every time you start a new relationship with someone. You meet someone, you become friends, there's a new relationship. Understand that every single person in this world can be a franchise. All right. In other words, you sign someone up, that's a new franchise. That person knows people, you see. And so people is our greatest resource. So the best thing we can do for ourselves is to continue to grow, develop, overcome whatever trepidation, whatever fear, whatever doubt, whatever skepticism, whatever it is you have. The way you overcome that, again, is through action. The more that you do, the more confidence you get. The more confidence you get, the more you do. It's a cycle, all right? And that's just the way success works. So in sharpening your skills, all right, all of us have to have a motivating factor. What's your purpose? All right. When you have a strong purpose, you can call it your why. All right. Well, that's what drives you. And so I'll tell you what it was for me. When I joined For Life, and many of you may not know this, Gabby and I had been through a divorce, and I was single, living by myself in a little apartment. Gabby had a house. She had 2 houses, in fact. All right. Just from her really small income from working at Walmart, she was very frugal and saved, and she had a couple of houses. She just moved into a house. Actually, when I met her, she had just, like the month before, moved into a house, a new house. I was living in it was a dumpy apartment. I was living in a ghetto area, a very bad area. Just tell you about it was my next door neighbors. It was apartment, but there was only, I think, like 12 apartments. It was only 1 floor. And my neighbors were arrested for selling cocaine out of their apartment. Like, this happened like a couple weeks after I moved in. The point I'm making is this. My motivating factor was my new family. I wanted to have more children. I have a daughter, Leslie, from a previous marriage. Gabby has 2 kids from her previous marriage, Diana and Mark. And so I didn't have anything to offer, and when I mentioned that I'm going to do multi-level marketing, I was looked at like the door-to-door shoe salesman, just going out there peddling shoes door to door. Well, I knew that's not the case because I had been successful in this industry before, but I didn't have anything to show for it. I lost it all, started over again. So that was my motivating factor. Now, here's what I'm getting to. October 20, 1998. October 20, 1998 was the day my life changed. That's the day I made my commitment to For Life, where I said, I'm going to do this. So I went through my processes, meaning that I had to feel comfortable with the company, because keep in mind, the company wasn't even a year old when I joined. They opened in 1998, the very year and people might say, well, that's ground floor. Understand something. Ground floor is not easy, you guys. There's no elevator either. All right. You got to build it. You got to climb the stairs. All right. So there was no success to show. You couldn't tell, well, this person's a platinum, that person's a gold. There wasn't any of that. There wasn't even a bronze or international diamond. There was a couple of presidential diamonds, and that's it, in the entire world. So it wasn't easy. But what drove me was that why. Now, why did I choose For Life? I had friends that went with other companies, all right, over the years. Zango, Monavi, Advocare, Vima. All right. Well, those companies are gone. So to me, it's heartbreaking when I see someone get involved in an opportunity. And look, we all make decisions every day. Companies come and companies go. They're a dime a dozen. There's companies everywhere out there, right? Well, I chose 4Life because for me personally, I didn't want to have to look for another company. I didn't want to have to try to reestablish my credibility, my integrity by all of a sudden telling all the people how wonderful 4Life is. And then the company fails. And now I've got to go out and tell people why it failed. We're going to go to this other company now. I see that day after day after day in this industry. All right. I wanted to be with a legacy company. I wanted to be with a company that I could call home. I wanted to be with a company where the culture was extremely important. Not just the money's great. Don't get me wrong. Money gives you options and you can have financial independence and financial freedom. But at the same time, money comes and goes. If you want something to stay, it has to be built on a solid foundation. You have to have the right principles, the right values, the right culture. And when I met David Lisenby, something special was there. I just thought, you know what, this man, you talk about someone that's got their life in order, you know, all the pillars from spiritual, health, finances, everything in order, and to see just how well balanced the man is. You look at his family, you know, I know there's no such thing as a perfect family, but if you look at his family, and I think anyone that knows his family would admire the fact that they're amazing, all the Lisenbys. And that's because he's balanced everything well in his life. I wanted to be around that, to the point, honestly, where they went on a church mission in 2000 and I want to say 14, I think it was, they left, where my family, Gabby and I and our kids, we actually flew up there and went to church where for their farewell, and then went to their home afterwards. And we even took a couple of pictures with them in there. One of them was a silly picture. I think it's on Facebook. But the point is, I've gotten to know them very well over the years, and they are just amazing people. So my why 4Life is different than a lot of other people. You know, I looked really deep into this when I joined 4Life because I had 18 years of networking before 4Life. I started in 1981, end of 81. So here we are in 1998, and I'm starting all over again. Well, that's because the previous decisions I made didn't have what I just talked about for longevity. So when I joined 4Life, you know, I hoped and prayed that this time around it would be, you know, for longevity, a legacy I could build. And so far, that's the way it's been. So let's take a look at 4Life now. In my 25 years with the company, what have we done? Well, when 4Life started, they outsourced everything. Our commissions that were paid were our paper checks. My first checks, I always called them onion checks. You peel them open and you cry. You know, they were small checks. It's okay. I knew they'd get bigger and bigger and bigger, you know. And my goal, just so y'all know, I have no problem sharing my goal. My goal was $100,000 a month of income. I hit that in 2006, 8 years after I joined. That's when I hit that income level. So what's that, 16 years ago, so 17 years ago? So, but 4Life outsourced everything, even our commissions, by a company called 2021. To show you how 4Life handles things when they're under pressure, they had made a decision in 19 and going to 2000 to now bring in-house the commission runs. In other words, not outsourcing it to where another company is responsible for computating all of our commissions. Think about it. It's quite a complex thing. 2% and 5% and 12%. And you got this bonus and that bonus. And, you know, this person, you know, is at that level. It's very complex. So they brought it in-house. Well, my commissions one month was like 100 and something $1 million. It's like, oh my gosh, I never have to work a day again in my life. But the point is that there was an error in the commission run, and everybody knew it. Okay. Well, they got it under control and they fixed it. Well, what they did was, if your check was over $500, they sent it overnight. They spent the money to overnight UPS your check. It was under $500. They did it 2 days. All right. So it took 2 days. But the point I'm trying to make is this: they take very seriously our livelihood. They know that many of us, our families depend on their decisions, and they take that seriously. But when I started with 4Life, they outsourced a lot. Commissions were outsourced. The encapsulations of our products was outsourced. All the liquids were outsourced. Everything was outsourced, meaning that third parties, other companies did all that stuff. Well, David Lisenby's goal was to bring everything in-house. And we've done that through the years. I'll never forget how proud David Lisenby was when he bought the very first encapsulating machine, where we actually encapsulated transfer factor. In fact, you might be able to see, if you look at my shelf back there, can you guys see those gold bottles of transfer factor up there? There's some gold bottles. Those gold bottles are actually, excuse me, I'm doing my taxes. That's what all the paperwork is. Those gold bottles are actually when they did the first runs on their own through our own encapsulation machines. So for me, it's been fun to see and be part of this evolution of 4Life. When we started encapsulating, when we brought the commissions in-house, started encapsulating our own products, started doing our own liquids, our own powders. So David Lisenby does not like to outsource anything. Even when it comes to this, we were outsourcing. You guys remember the app, the Connect app? It wasn't that long ago. That was a third party. David Lisenby had a goal to bring that in-house. So the 4Life app we have now, 4Life owns the source codes to all that. That's done in-house. They actually have their own developers, you see. So in David Lisenby's world, a lot of it's about control, not giving control out. Well, to me, that was important. Now, most people don't think of this. Again, we're talking about why 4Life. Well, just about any successful entrepreneur has a plan. They have a business plan. And in that business plan, they have a strategy we call an exit strategy. They start a company. What's their exit strategy? Where do they see themselves in 20 years, 30 years? Most people, the plan is sell the company. Companies are bought and sold. Look at Twitter. You know, companies are bought and sold every day. I mean, J. Michael, you sold your restaurants, right? You know, so, you know, that's an exit strategy for someone to establish financial freedom and have liquid, have cash. The other option is taking a company public. And those are the two questions I asked David. What does taking a company public mean? Many of you may not even know this. Well, you take a company like Facebook, for example, or Toyota, Nike shoes. Those are publicly traded companies. You can buy stock, a little piece of ownership in that company. So if the sales go up, your stock goes up. All right. If the sales go down, your stock goes down. Stock is sold every day. In fact, it's a crazy market, a crazy industry of people buying and selling stock on Wall Street in New York. And there's other stock exchanges around the world. But the point is this: when I went to go see David Lisenby, and I sat down and talked to him, and I was making my decision to join 4Life, I had two serious questions for him. One was selling the company. What's your exit strategy? Are you going to sell? He said, no, I'm not selling the company. Now, I had lunch with David last year. Now it was like 2022. And I went with him and Danny Lee and some of the executives for lunch, Gabby and I. And I asked him the same question. We were leaving. And I said it jokingly. And we were leaving the restaurant. And I looked at him and I said, now, you're still not planning on selling the company, right? And he chuckled. He laughed. He goes, no, we're not going to sell the company. So the point is this. He takes very seriously our livelihood, you guys. That's so important to me. So that's one of the reasons for me, a why for life. All right. I don't want to be sold off and find myself under new ownership and changes are being made because they can't figure out how to get their act together and do things right. And it affects all of us. I've seen that happen many times. And then number two, going public. I asked him back in 1998, do you plan on taking the company public? He said, no. Now that I know David Lisenby pretty well, I can see why. Control is important to him. He doesn't want to give up control. Let me give you an example. I've mentioned this last week once or twice. I mentioned it on Saturday. Y'all heard of Mary Kay? Mary Kay Cosmetics? Well, Mary Kay in 1976, I believe it was, she decided to take her company public. Why did she take her company public? She wanted to expand. That's another reason why business owners do it. They get a lot of money coming in. The public throws money at it and says, great, now we get to buy a part of the company. So you bring in an extra, $1 billion of cash. Now you got capital to work with. She wanted to expand into Asia, China, and other markets, and she did that. In fact, I believe China is their number one market now. I think it's like 60% to 70% of all sales from Mary Kay are in China. So the point is this, though. She took it public. What happened? 10 years later, the board of directors voted to remove Mary Kay's pink Cadillac. No more pink Cadillacs. You can win a car, but it's going to be a car, gray, black, whatever. No more pink Cadillacs. That almost broke her heart. So what did she do? She bought back the company. She literally bought everyone's stock, brought it back in private. And you know why she did it? To save the pink Cadillac. People went crazy. Everyone loved her for that. It showed how important it was for her to maintain the Mary Kay brand and so forth. So the point I'm making, and these are all stories, you guys, I'm doing some storytelling today. When it comes down to For Life, when I present to people and I use my most important tool, which is me, and I'm talking to someone, I'm trying to paint a picture. I deeply know why For Life and what it means to me. But when I'm talking to a brand new person, they don't think about that, going public, selling the company. All they're like is WIFM. Anybody here know what WIFM means? The channel WIFM? Anybody know? What's in it for me? That's what they want to know. WIFM. What's in it for me? So I try to, and this is an area where I've got to be careful. It can almost be a weakness. Is I get so deep into sometimes the why for life part that I've got to back off. Like, Dave, look, back off. All right. They're not deep enough into it yet to appreciate the things that I appreciate with For Life. So I keep it light. I keep it at their level, which is basically debt-free company. You can build a multinational business right from home. We've got an app. You can share content with people. You're going to be given your own domain for e-commerce. You can share that with people. And if someone's in Spain or London or Korea, within minutes, they can be buying product, trying the product, and you're going to get paid within 24 to 48 hours. Now, I understand in our emerging markets, that's not how it is right now. You get paid in your commission check. But the point is, it's sitting in your For Life account. All right. So why For Life to a new person is different. So those are the things I like to mention. Multinational. We were the 15th fastest growing company in America, but debt-free, over 60 global patents. We manufacture our own products. We don't outsource things, so we maintain control. We have extremely high quality control. For Life is known for the quality, efficacy of their products. People love them. They work. They're high quality products, scientifically researched. I like to mention the 4 pillars of For Life, which is science, success, service, and now satisfaction. We added that pillar. So those are the things you can talk about that with someone, you guys, literally within 10 minutes. Then you get to the 64%. You know, 4Life pays 64% of all commissionable volume to us. So you take someone like me, my organization does $1 million a day, every day, $1 million. Well, that's $640,000 a day. I don't know what that comes out to in a month, but anyhow, it's a lot, all right, that people get paid in my organization. Some get paid $50 and some get paid $50,000. What you earn will be dependent upon what you do, what you build. It's that simple. What I love about this when I'm talking to people with 4Life and why this business now, why this business model, no one can prevent you from achieving whatever level of success you want to achieve. You see, when you're in an environment, you know, of having a job with supervisors and people like that, you're restricted. Here, you're not restricted. No one's going to tell you your value. If you feel your value is platinum, then that's what it is. The only difference is you just have to work to get there. If you're already there in your head, then you work to get there, you see? So again, 4Life to me, you know, I've got my personal reasons, but then I also have when I'm explaining to someone why 4Life. Now, I'd be curious. I just said that Zoom signed me out. That's strange. Hang on, you guys. I'm still here. Okay. So with that, I would like to open it up today and have a little bit of dialogue going from some of our people, even if you're brand new. Tricia, you're fairly new. Sonia, I'd like to hear from you as well, if you don't mind. What does 4Life mean to you? Why 4Life? There's a lot of options out there. I'm curious to kind of get your feel, and let's have some dialogue on that. So maybe other people listening in today, they'll maybe jog some thoughts for them, and they'll say, you know what, I like that. I should be sharing that with people. So Tricia, let's start with you, if you don't mind. Why 4Life for you?
Dave, that's a great question, because 4Life is not the first multi-level marketing business that I've taken part in. I mentioned to you a long time ago that when I was in college, I joined an MLM company that was selling talk time for the phone. Back in the day in the US, you had to pay long distance whenever you call a different state. So this company was making it possible.
Was that Excel Telecommunications?
I think so. Yes, it was Excel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that you could, you know, people could talk for less when
I'm
they're
going to
doing
pause
long
you there for 1
distance.
second. I don't want to interrupt, but we have a saying in our business: high tech, no check. All right. High tech companies dealing with cellular technology and all that, they just don't work long term. Look at Excel. I mean, Paul Oberson, and Jay Michael knows Paul Oberson. He made $1 million in 1 month with Excel. And I understand you don't need a whole lot of months making $1 million, but to me, it's sad. Excel's gone. Couldn't compete with the big boys, AT&T, you know, Sprint, all the big telecommunication companies. And plus, you're only dealing with one market, USA. You can't really expand. So with that, Tricia, back to you. Sorry.
Yeah. So
But
it
you
didn't
learned,
last
you
long. I
learned.
think when I joined it was just around that time after I joined, then T-Mobile and all those other companies opened up, so you didn't have to pay long distance. But I've always been interested in wellness. I'm actually a wellness consultant. And for that reason, I would be struggling to find good supplements that are easily available for my clients. And I joined 1 or 2 other companies. I would try the supplements on myself, and I couldn't even finish them. You know, I have some of them just sitting on my table, and I look at them and I just feel annoyed, because that's a waste of money, poor quality product, expensive for nothing. But once I started, you know, the 4Life products, like I started using them myself for almost a year before I joined the company, I was so impressed. Like I also have a formulation background. So that's another thing. My husband and I have a business where we make hair products. So I can read the label and I can understand that these are high quality herbs, what they do in the right concentration, and then the molecule the molecule just blew me away. The science behind the molecule, like this is a natural substance that we all have. We get it from our mothers, it's in our body. We just need to replenish it with age. It blew me away. So once I started using the supplements and then recommending them to my clients, the testimonials are just like out of this world. Even this morning, let me just share one with you right now. From one of my clients who's been coming since August last year. So she called me on Saturday because she has a cousin who was feeling unwell. So I recommended the fortified colostrum to her because Dr. Dorothy in the Nairobi office, she said it's really good for stomach ulcers and stomach issues. So she says, this is my client. She says, "Morning, Tricia. I said, I'll always appreciate people when they're alive." She says, "Oh my goodness, thank you. My cousin just told me that since she started taking the colostrum, the diarrhea and stomach pains have gone. This cousin has gone through many struggles like me, so it's really touched me. May God really, really bless you, Tricia." So
Wonderful.
these products work. They work so fast. For this reason, actually, Dave, I have to blame 4Life because my clinic now is going down. So many of my clients, they get well, so they never come back.
Prevention,
I put them
though,
on
you want
4Life
that, you
so
want
they
to
don't
get
come
them.
back.
I get that though, but you want them to get on a good regiment to where they can prevent future issues. As you know, nutrition is about maintenance, but that's wonderful.
Yeah, and they do maintenance now. Some of them have signed up. They just buy the products, but it's been amazing. So that's why I love this company. Back to you.
Nice. You know, what's interesting, Trish, is you came from a standpoint. Here I was talking about all of the deep business, side, I guess, of all of this, talking about going public and selling the company because of my past experiences, because I've been in network marketing and companies failed me. The business never failed me. Companies failed me. So to me, that was extremely important. But to the average person, why 4Life? It really comes down to their personal experience. This is energy Ghost Sticks with immune boost. I put one immune boost in my energy Ghost Sticks. So, but it comes down to personal experience with the products. And that's extremely important. I have my personal experience, and maybe I've talked about it so much that I've gotten a little numb to it, which is my Crohn's disease. I haven't had the issues of Crohn's like I had, before 4Life. My pre-4Life, my pre-life, or my pre-4Life life, and my current 4Life life, the products have had a tremendous impact on our family as well. Our kids, had bronchitis and all kinds of problems when they were little. They don't talk about it today. They don't even think about it. So yeah, we love the products. And for a lot of people, most people, the why 4Life comes down to their personal experience. So Sonia, let's jump over to you real quick, if you don't mind, if you're in a position where you're able to actually talk.
I'm just driving down to San Diego today. It's beautiful, passing La Jolla right now. That's the wonderful thing about this business, right? We can do it from anywhere.
That's
so
right.
To tell you a little bit about my story is kind of similar to Tricia. I had a condition. I've been in other MLMs. I think I've been prospected a million times. So I know I got that look or something, or that talk, something happened there, which is great because that means that I was created for much more. And I didn't realize that until 4Life came into my life again, what I had forgotten. And what I mean by that is I have vitiligo, which is where your body's color your immune system starts attacking that part of your body. And it's pretty evident when you suffer from vitiligo because it's all over your body. You see it, it's visible. So a gal where I went to a store seen me and she said, "Are you taking anything for your condition?" And I told her, I go, "You know what? I've tried so many things." And yeah, they help me feel good, but they haven't really worked. And she goes, "You know what? I want you to try something." I said, "Yeah, I'll try it. I've tried a bunch of stuff." So I tried it. It worked. It worked. You don't know why God gives you certain things, okay? Not that he gave me that condition. This is a fallen world, right? But I'm thankful for it because I have something that measures things that work and don't work. You understand that? So that means basically that once I started taking that product, I away by how quickly it started bringing back pigmentation in my body. Now, I can't tell you I'm 100% cured because sometimes I'm bad about taking things. I put alarms on my phone and I take them as much as I can, but I've fallen in love with so many products. I take so many, but it helped me. I have energy. I've had breast cancer. I've been on medications that have actually hurt me more than helped me. And this product has healed so many things in me. So that's why I'm so passionate about the product. Now, the message to the world, to bring this to the world, you better believe I'm passionate. I've worked with doctors most of my life. I see what they give, and I don't blame them. They give what they're taught, right? So I'm very passionate about physicians knowing that there is something better and that patients want natural ways of healing. And the company has given me money. I mean, I've made more money in 4 Life than I've ever made with any other MLM, and I haven't even dedicated as much time because of my job that I have to it. That means that if you're more passionate about building something, this business will give you quick results, very quick results in any country, right? So what's there to say about our life? Why wouldn't you be picking this company over any other one? I've had so many other people bring me, and because I'm in network marketing right now, I'm prospecting so many people. They come back with their thing they're doing. And recently I got one for, I can't remember, some vitamin company. You become a member and you're going to pay wholesale prices like Costco. And I was just thinking to myself, man, if you just take the time to read what you're getting, first of all, you're not even getting the quantities that, 4 Life gives in their bottle. Yeah, you're paying less, but at the end of the day, you're paying more because you're not even getting the strength. You're not even getting the quantity amount in the bottle. So be very cautious when you're selecting a company that it's one that has a product that works. It has to work.
Right.
So try it on yourself, right? And then secondly, you will fall in love because when people feel healing, when they feel better about their health, because I know how I felt when I was in pain, I was depressed. It was hard getting up out of bed. And I don't feel that anymore. I don't feel like, oh my God, I got to put my feet on the ground. I can't do it. So I hope that helps. I'm almost here to my spot. So
Thank you, Sonia. Be careful driving and talk. You're like me. I move my hands around a lot when I'm talking. So
Yeah,
keep your hands on the steering wheel. But thanks for joining in and sharing that with us. Again, Sonia went back as well to the product side. And one important fact of our business, stories. All right. We have a saying in network marketing: stories sell, facts tell. What does that mean? I can give someone factual information all day long, talking about messenger molecule transfer factor, talking about how it elevates your natural killer cells and, increases by X percentage. I can talk of that stuff. But what really impacts people is real life stories. Someone used the product. Here's the experience that they had. Someone signed up and they became a diamond, and then a diamond elite like Tricia. Those are real life stories, and then if you go and you look at the the 4 Life, the 4 Life website, and you see the faces on there of the people, and you say, oh, this person's in Belgium, and this person's in Bolivia, and this person's in Korea and Russia, and you see all those countries. When I see that, my brain just says, if they can do it, I can do it. Why not? And that's how we all need to be thinking. But those are real life stories. So at the end of the day, you guys, what this business really boils down to, honestly, yes, we've got amazing products. Yes, we've got an amazing company. But the most important piece here is you and me, us. And the relationships that we develop, that's the glue. That's like J. Michael mentioned. We go back, 7 years or so that we've known each other. Gabby and I go to Texas a few months back. We go out, J. Michael, we get a bite to eat. We sit down and enjoy dinner together. And we went together like 3 times. We went out to eat and just spent time, Go to Kenya next time we're in Kenya. She'll be going out with distributors, having fun. Meet Tricia for the first time, just giving hugs and sitting down and chatting and talking about just life and business. But the point is this: there's a value to that that's can't be replaced, and that to me is one of the why For Life. For Life puts high value on the relationship, on the family side of this. And that comes from the top. It comes from the Lisenbys. When you just look, even if you go and look at the recent video of them in Colombia, doing a service project, with people that are poor, the Lisenbys are all about service. They're all about family. They're all about, dedication and helping. And so those are, again, the principles, the values, the philosophies that are eternal. We're not talking about a week, a month, a year, a decade. They're forever. And that's why I love For Life personally. So it gets much deeper, for me, than just the commission check or some energy go sticks. But at the end of the day, when you're talking to someone, it is about the energy go sticks. It's about the fortified colostrum. It's about transfer factor plus or the collagen or whatever it is that somebody used and had a personal experience. But to keep them in the family, the relationships. So I kind of want to finish just by saying this: keep your relationship strong. The people that you're working with, take an interest in them, dedicate your time to their success if they want. You all know the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. But you only have to find 3 horses that want to drink. Excuse me, but I'm calling us horses. But you only have to find 3 that want to partake and say, you know what? Let's do this. I'm in the game. Let's go. And the rest, when the time is right, they'll get involved and they'll run with us. All right. Or there'll be clients and consumers, like Tricia's got her customers and her clients. Maybe one day, one of them will all of a sudden say, you know what? I want to be a platinum. But here's one thing for sure. As all of us move forward and climb the mountain of success, and people observe us doing that, and sometimes it's us against the world, you guys. We're climbing this mountain, and yeah, there are days where we're straining just to take a few extra steps to climb up higher, or maybe we slipped and scraped our knees a little bit, something happened, we took a step back, we're climbing again. All right. People observe that. They see that. And as you get higher and higher and higher, trust me, I've seen it so many times around the world. People all of a sudden start to take more of an interest in what you're doing. They may not see those days that you've struggled to climb the mountain of success. They may not see the long hours, the phone calls, sometimes the rejection maybe. All right. That's okay. They get involved. We reach out to help them climb the mountain with us. And that's what we're looking for. It's easier to run with 1,000 people than carry one. And I learned that from my mentors when I joined in network marketing back in the early 80s. And so I always had the attitude that I'm looking for people that want to run. I rather than beating up the same person all the time where they don't even want to answer the phone anymore because Dave's calling me, I take them to a point where I might become obnoxious, and it's like, okay, leave them alone now. And then later, as they see my success, maybe they'll take an interest. So you guys, For Life is a special company. We've got amazing products, but what makes it really special is the people. It's you. It's us. So let's keep going. Let's keep growing. Keep inviting people. Even though someone's not ready today, they may be ready tomorrow. That's just the way it is. All right. So with that, I'll pass it back to you, J. Michael. I believe that you were hosting us today.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much, everyone, for being with us. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. And remember, you're the most important tool there is. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dave. Always a great to be here. I love being on Mentor Monday at the first of the month too, the first few days, because we're kicking off a new quarter too. And if you build your business by quarters, many of us do. Tricia and I had a conversation recently about how we build in quarters and goals. I looked at my goals for the second quarter of the year and kicking it off here. But I also would like, if just a moment, I want to put, if she's available, Dave, I'd love to hear from your better half, Miss Gabriella Daughtrey, if she's available here. I see she's on
Yeah,
here.
she's on.
Gabby, I don't know if you're available to jump on. I'd love to hear some thoughts from you. Dave is our business side of the business, I like to say, and Gabby is our product side. And I love the packaging she does. And Gabby, if you are available, let me just I don't know if you
I'm
are.
right here.
Hi, Gabby. I love that voice. By the way,
Hi.
Gabby, we got a nice little present in the mail today, I believe, from you. Judy just
Oh,
said.
you did.
So anyway, thank you so
Okay.
much. We love you, Gabby, so much. And you too, Dave. But Gabby, what's going on for you in April? What do you see and what do you got exciting going on for April?
Well, it's Dave's birthday on Saturday.
Whatever.
Oh!
He's gonna be 21 again.
I'm approaching a century.
Wish you all could join us for a nice lunch or dinner. Wouldn't that be great if we could teleport all of you? Anyway, well, April is a new month. Basically, it's a new month to just prospect. You know, all the testimonies I've heard on this call are amazing. And yes, I'm a product person because the results of our Transfer Factor Classic, when we first joined 4Life, made an impactful impression on Dave's health, on my daughter's health. And with just one bottle, in 1 month, we were able to see the difference it made in their health. And I always, when I consult with people that approach me, that know that we sell an immune product, I always say, you know, this is a therapy, just like any other product you may be taking. You know, if you want something to grow your hair, you're going to buy the shampoo and they're going to want to sell you 3 to 6 months worth of product. Okay, you may see the results the first month, but that's why it's so important for you to continue this regimen for 3 to 6 months. And that's why you need to educate them, because obviously our immune system works that fast. But if you don't keep giving it the products, or let's say the doctor gave you a medication, there's a reason for it. You know, we have to continue strengthening our immune system in that way. And I mean, I have that issue too. I have 2 really good friends from church. They had this long COVID cough, and they were basically approached me separately in 2 different occasions. And they said they're just tired of coughing and people giving them those dirty looks because they think that they've got like a disease or something. And I do tell them, you know, this product is amazing and you may see the results the first month, maybe even the first week. In this case, like in my case, I didn't get COVID, but with other products that I've been taking, I did see results that fast. But I did tell my friend, you need to take it 3 to 6 months. You need to commit to that. And she did buy it, but again, she did not come back for it. And I did follow up with them. But right now I'm working on one. She's been taking it for a couple weeks. But, you know, it's a follow-up. Follow-up is so important. And also remind them, you need to continue taking this product, because you may, people are funny because the dose on the bottle is what 4Life recommends you take. Okay. In this case, Transfer Factor Plus, I have a friend that's going through a health crisis right now. And I explained to her, look, you need to take Transfer Factor Plus. You need to take probably quadruple your dose when you have a health crisis. From what all the testimonies I've seen of the product basically working that way for a health crisis, you need to take more. So again, this comes with knowledge. It comes with just taking the product, comes with hearing other people's testimonies. It comes with, you know, working with your people, hearing people that explain to us how they're taking the product when they have a health crisis. I know that 4Life has given me so much health, not just health, but prosperity. It has changed my life and my Dave's life and our family's life and in every aspect possible. So with that, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you, J. Michael, and tell Judy we love her, and we, you know, you're all in our prayers, all of you. Thank you. We love you.
Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, everyone. And it's coming up on the top of the hour here. It's been a great day today. Dave, thanks so much for all the great stories I learned today. Some new things about the early days of 4Life when they're getting started. I just can't imagine what it would have been like back then. And by the way, we only had one product back then too, with when you guys just got started. But what are great stories. You're right, Dave. It's all about storytelling. Create stories and learn your stories. If you don't have one yet, use other people's stories. Use some of the stories that were shared today, and they don't mind if you share some and tell their stories. But I appreciate everybody. Gosh, it's good to see somebody from all over the world, all of you from all around the world. It's getting about 9 o'clock in Kenya. We're just getting ready for lunch here in Texas. But thank you so much for joining us today. We've got so much happening this week, this month. Stay tuned, stay on target, go to Dave's calendar, see what's going on. Lots of new events here in the United States. Some of us are going to Nashville on the 15th for a corporate Ignite event. Judy and I are going. We're going to see some friends there that we haven't seen since Orlando. And they're driving down to Nashville from Virginia and Ohio, some of our team. And so we're going to Nashville on the 15th. And it's been great to go out again, like Dave says, to go out and have lunch and breakfast and dinner. And we're, I think, in meetings with the corporate team, Jade and Dr. Vaughn and Trent. Tenny's going to be there. So if you're in the Nashville area, there's still a few slots open, I heard today. But we're going to be in Nashville on the 15th of the month. God bless every single one of you. Let's have a great rest of the day. Kick this month off with a bang. And guys, it's been great. We'll see you next Monday. Dr. Gina, great to see you on here as always. I'll see you